Hello, everyone. As you can just tell by that disclaimer, I just got back from seeing Knives Out, the latest film from writer director Rian Johnson, and it is easily one of the best films I've seen this year. A madcap murder mystery. He harkens back to early days of the and I definitely think he was a perfect person to hit this shot in the arm with. I mean, I could definitely say many things about him as a filmmaker. I can use many words to describe Johnson. Uncreative certainly is not one of them. That's also why I'm definitely noting that his work on this film. It's definitely a great way to accentuate the direction here, since the story centers around the mysterious death of a novelist as named Harlan Trombley, played Christopher Plummer, who on the evening of his 85th birthday is found dead in mysterious circumstances, is with everyone on the family potential suspects, with the motive often related to his fortune of $60 million, as well as the rights to his acclaimed novel series. He's been he's so it involves them being investigated by Benoit Blanc, played by Daniel Craig, Haig, as well as a local detective named Elliot, played by Keith Stanfield. Other ones and among these group of suspects include some of his children and grandchildren, including Ransom, played by Chris Evans, and Linda, played by Jamie Lee Curtis, Walt, played by Michael Shannon, Richard, played by Don Johnson, and Joni, played by Toni Collette. I mean, so as you can already tell, this this crew is definitely impressive. The cast is definitely impressive when they put together, and over the course of 2 hours and 10 minutes, it's definitely one of those movies that keeps you guessing from its first shot to its final frame. I mean, by the very nature of this film and and what it is, I am definitely to leave anything like this to maintain surprise. So if you want to know what happens, go see the movie. It's also a great film, like, cause how no matter what genre or series he's working with, he has a lot of the same crew that he's been using ever since his early days. He's I mean, I have not seen Brick yet, but I've heard good things about it. And even to the point of, even though it's supposedly set in the modern day, given how people have modern technology like all these phones, as well as the cars that can easily modern, as well as how a plot point that's does involve how nothing too major, but apparently he wasn't big on adapting story into other mediums. Um, so everyone, even and someone who was basically a nurse that he hired to take care of him in his old age, is a potential suspect. So it's definitely that's why a lot of people about the whole neo noir subgenre subverts some aspect of the series of the genre, to keep people guessing, do something interesting with it, and even to evoke the feeling of older styles. It appears they also like shot this on 35mm film, which I kind of like how they're harkening back to that, even in an age where digital filmmaking is commonplace. And actually, again, it plays in the story. I won't say how. It's just, and a lot of dark humor elements. There was very other moment I wasn't laughing, and I was invested in other ways as well. So I definitely cannot stress as how much I recommend this, given how it's doing pretty well, even in an age where Frozen 2 is shattering records. This one puts people still crave originality, and there are people who still willing to give it to them. And for those who want it, given how it's managed to make more already than several other films have been released in the same time frame. So I give this a stunning 4 out of 4 before I get into like my usual riff on coming attractions. Okay, and now, in no particular order, this one called Bombshell. It's not. It doesn't look like a particular cup of tea. I just think the whole subject matter might be a bit too soon. I'm not against the idea of the movie itself, but it just seems like something that you more expect to see more on digital streaming than in theaters. Which is a shame. Because of how what it is. I wasn't even familiar with it until just tonight, to be honest. But okay, Jumanji Next Level might be fun, but I'm gonna wait for it to come on DVD and just rent it, or for it to come on Stars and just watch it like that way. Hey, but given how the last movie a couple years back was better than it had any right to be, it also further proves how it's a good model for this off the Uncharted movie that we're trying to make, and hopefully it might be coming out next year. Here, and that's just coming from someone like me who has long submitted that the books of Christopher Nolan's work are just so great. I didn't think they need to be adapted to the movies, but that's just me. Top Gun Maverick, it's not doing anything for me, fellas. Don't get me wrong, I like the director Joseph Kosinski, and even though I don't like every film he's put out, I definitely can understand why they tapped him, given what happened to Tony Scott. And apparently, hey, the original film has a following in China, so I can't say it's a total surprise why they're doing it like this, but again, the original one, I don't hate it, but it's on my list of popular films I don't exactly love. It pretty much tops that list for me. Since James has done a similar list, mine differs from his, but heck, I'm one of those weirdos who actually found the film's competitor from the same year, Iron Eagle, more interesting. And if you, I also making fun of it on Archer has kind of been how I've known the Danger Zone song for a while. Also there's that. Obviously, and last, definitely not least, I definitely looking forward to Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker. I finally got my ticket to it, and seeing all this stuff that I don't watch everything about that, given how it gets hard to keep track of, and I usually don't want to do it because it kind of gets somewhat spoilery. But I guess, well, once again, that some of the people who are interested know that if I were to say to them it's nothing personal, they would know I would not be lying. Besides, it's not my first rodeo. A lot of the things like the strong reaction level I had towards episode 8, as well as the relative underperformance of Solo. Oh, I remember hearing a lot of the same things when having lived through the prequels, special editions, and I definitely am so interested to see where it goes as that's the last installment of the sequel trilogy, but also as the last one of the 40-year plus narrative that's been going so far. And whatever direction the series takes from here, whether it be in theaters with a proposed Coder or a movie, a proposed second sequel trilogy, as well as things like The Mandalorian and Kenobi and Disney Plus, I'll be interested to see what happens. And as for everything else, I guess we'll have to see what happens, and also I'll probably have to reattach a belt clip to this thing, name for my costume, and I will definitely see you all in the next video. Hmm.